UT head coach Jason Simpson, Skyhawks big winners at New Hampshire this past week and advanced to the second round of the playoffs. They're going to take on the number one ranked team in the country, number one seed Montana State. It's a rematch from the 2021 playoffs. So, Coach, let's just start general thoughts about the win, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, great. I was very proud of our players and our coaches. I thought we prepared really well during the week. The coaches had an outstanding game plan. I thought we traveled well with the right mentality. And then we went and played, went and played well. Not perfect, but we did a lot of good things. And yeah, I thought we prepared well, traveled well, played well in the line of scrimmage, made plays, has good balance on offense. Defense only played 51 plays, were able to get off the field on, I don't know, 6 or 8 3 and outs. Took care of the football. One thing I wasn't pleased about, obviously, was the kickoff return against us. That's something this any time of the season will get you, but certainly against good teams like this. But very, very pleased with the kids, very pleased with the staff. And then now we get an opportunity to go play the number one team in the country in Montana State.
When you're an at-large team and they select you, then you go on and you thump somebody pretty good. That's got to feel good, like telling everybody, "Hey, we obviously deserve to belong, and we probably deserved to be in some past years." But you obviously proved that you belonged in the field.
No, certainly so. I mean, there's always inner uh, drives of, and that's how we're built around here of trying to prove things not only to ourselves but to others, and we accept that, embrace it. I was very, and I said this after the game in our the post game press conference, that our conference, we were strained tremendously throughout our conference in overtime games, 2 overtime games, some tight games. It prepared us for this playoff opportunity. It says a lot about our league, the competitive balance in our league. I think hopefully, Tennessee State had a very competitive game. SEMO had a very competitive game. So, and we were fortunate to win ours. So I hope that was good for our league for the future opportunities. I'm still bitter about last year. Okay. Because I think, the team last year would have had the same opportunity to go and get a win in the playoffs, but we were not invited. So hopefully, we can capitalize on the opportunity of getting to the second round and to the final 16 teams.
We got Victor who covers Montana State with us. Victor, do you have a question for Coach? If you unmute yourself, ask whatever you got, ask away.
Yeah, Coach. I believe we talked 3 years ago when you guys made the trip to out here at Bozeman. So, what do you remember most from that trip, from that game, and what kind of, if anything, are you going to take from that experience into this one?
Yeah, good. Good to hear from you again. Thank you. Well, first of all, the tremendous respect that we have for Coach and his program, and both Montana, programs. And we've never played Montana, but this will be our second time to play Montana State. A couple things that pop out and we've gone back and looked at that 21 game, and so the memories that I have are, that time we went out on a Thursday. The people in the community were great. We got to see some different things that some kids from Tennessee or Florida, whatever, in our program had not seen before in that part of the country. And then obviously the great atmosphere that they have, the game day atmosphere. I think we've only got 7 kids in our program now that were on that team. Okay, so this is a different team, but there is 7 that were on that team. And then I think only one of them played any significant minutes, and I think that was O'Shea Baker. You remember that game? Our defense played well. Kept us in the game, scored on defense. I think it was 10-7 or something like that at halftime. Offensively, we were a shell of ourselves. We didn't have there was 4 starters out on offense. We were starting a true freshman offensive lineman, and a guy that's a backup for us now. He got to start on the offensive line, and we had no chance, to be quite honest with you, moving the football, and they stoned us, and our defense finally wore down. I think it was 13-7 late in the third quarter, and then they pulled away and got the win. So, I think we're a little bit, healthier. We're a lot healthier on offense now than we were that year, but I'm not so sure, their team's not better as well.
Yeah, it should be less windy this time, which I think everybody will be happy about. And their quarterback at the time, as you I'm sure remember, was and that was his first start of his career. Now he's a senior and having a good season. So I mean, what stands out about him this time around compared to where he was back in
Well,
2020?
no, I remember that, right? I think when we got there, the story had broke in the newspaper that day that they were making a change at quarterback, and we kind of really didn't know what we were dealing with then, and so be careful what you ask for. And then obviously, it was hard to control in that game, but tremendous running football team. I mean, whether they run for over 317 yards a game, I believe it is. It's coming. The outside zone's coming, and nobody's been able to stop it. Okay, and then then you turn the defensive tape on, and where they're giving up about 10 points a game, and I think there's two opponents that have stayed within single digits throughout the season, and one of them, UC Davis, they had a what was it, 30-7 lead in the fourth quarter, and and then the game got kind of tight there at the end, but done a great job. They've been consistent all year. They've got quality players, really good scheme. They do what they do, and they do it at a very, very high level.
And last one for me, I think the big matchup that a lot of people are talking about with this one is like you mentioned, their running offense, but you guys have obviously a really stout rushing defense. So, what kind of do you think maybe are going to be some of the things you guys will be able to do well or have been doing well, and and what do you think is toughest about them specifically with that outside zone scheme?
Well, yeah, we pride ourselves on our rush defense, but we obviously haven't seen a rushing attack of this magnitude. uh, you know, you try to stay in your gap, and get some knockback, and create some seam, create some vertical seams, and but that's not, some teams are good at the point of attack, some teams are good on the backside. They're good at both. They get the backside cut off, then they get on their double teams. They roll you out of there and get displacement from the backers, and the backs are good and able to make cuts. So, no, it's certainly a challenge. But they don't keep you guessing. They say, "Here it comes." Can you stop it? So, it'll be a good challenge for us. We feel like the strength of our team is our front seven, and especially our defense. And so, if they play well, then we'll have a chance to hang around and see if we can move the football.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You started off by talking about, it was a long trip. You went up there, you took care of business. Does that sort of help this weekend? You've already taken one trip. You know what it is. The players that hadn't played in a playoff game sort of have that under their belt now.
Well, it doesn't hurt. Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt. One of the things I talked to the players about, and we were fortunate with the weather. It wasn't bad. Saturday, it was in the 40s. In New Hampshire, was that, hey, 80% of how we play today is going to be how we wake up Saturday morning, our attitude, how we embrace it, the travel, the long season, the weather. And I even seen the players. I saw a clip of the Boise State, the good running back they had. They were out there in the pregame with no shirts on, and and of course it was in the 20s there. And I looked up and I see some of our players. It wasn't quite as cold as Boise State played in, but it was kind of a mindset, that hey, we're ready to play. We're excited to be here. We appreciate the opportunity. Being in this tournament means a lot to us, and our guys played with that type of energy. Now, it was 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Then after that, didn't face as much adversity. This will be a different type of game because of the caliber of competition, but we've still got to have that mindset of that attitude of gratitude of the opportunity, but yet we belong, and then just go play the best of our ability, and whatever happens, happens.
Coach, thanks for your time again this morning. Hope we're talking to you next week with a win, and best luck to the Skyhawks on Saturday.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.